Hello, hello, hello. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Well, it looks like it's on. How's everyone doing tonight? This is the Friday night random diorama, random chill, craft, paint, ramble stream. I slowly lose my words as the night goes on and make less and less sense and not talk quite so much stream. Buenas noches. What's up, Fat Red Foo? Let me go ahead and do my usual sharing of this to Instagram. What time is it right now? 10:25. Well, at least I got on before 11:30, so that's a fair start. Grab my phone right quick. Duffman, what's up, man? How we doing on the lag? Lag okay? Sound okay? Good, we good. Made a cyber cycle? Really? That sounds cool. All good, no lag, sound great. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. It's on IG. I'll check it out a little later, man. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to do this broadcast channel link from my computer. I don't think they have it set up to do it though, because I really don't even see the link on the computer. Got notifications. See, Fat Red Food, that thing is awesome. It is like immediate. You send it out, it goes right out. I love that broadcast channel. It's one of the best features I think they've come up with in a while. Big Bacon, what's up, buddy? Bacon. Who doesn't like bacon? Okay. Well, as you can see, this one is done. All the other ones are assembled over there as well. All of these guys. I should have started painting them yesterday, but I didn't. I went ahead and put the little serial numbers on the background there, on the back of them. So each one is going to have... I just thought it'd be something cool, and I can keep track of them easier too that way, but it has the date of when I did the lot sometime in there. I started earlier than that, and I finished later than that, but it's somewhere in the middle. Number 1 is the batch, and 00 is the item number. I did 10. I was going to do 1 through 10, but I did 00 through 9. 00 is the master. It's the one I did first the layout on, so I'm going to keep 00 for myself. Yeah, Fat Red Foo, I don't know what was up with the stream last week. That's the first time I've had a problem with it. And like I said, this camera usually does really good with the autofocus too. I had to tweak the settings a little bit on the laser burner, but I got it going a little bit deeper. A little bit of sanding on these, something. Sweet. Another random Friday night, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. So I was thinking about doing, well, first I'm thinking I'm going to open a seltzer. Let's go with cranberry. Although I could do some painting. It's just going to be red. It's going to be pretty boring. I will do some of that because I need to start painting these all red. And something, if you've never played with foam before, one coat does not do it. You've got to do 2 coats, really 3 coats to get like all the little details covered. 2 coats will pretty much get it, but foam soaks up paint. Although if you paint a house, usually you need 2 coats too. It doesn't ever look right on the first coat. So I've been thinking about maybe doing something like this, but a little different, and maybe using, where are they? Oh, I got too much crap here. Maybe using some skinny sticks or some laser cut wood. I need the skinny sticks, man. Where are they? So Duffman, they're all going to be the same exact color. Just like Henry Ford said about the Model T, you could have any color you want as long as it's black. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to the same color scheme for this one because I want them to have, I don't know how to put it, like a continuity, a cohesion. I want them all to be the same in this run, and then I'll do some experimenting with future stuff. But for right now, I know people like the red. I like the red. And I already have the buttons kind of picked out and tweaked from some of the other ones I did, the different colors. Some of them work, some of them didn't. So I kind of already know where I'm at. I don't have to do too much experimenting to finalize it. So yeah, I was thinking about maybe something with some struts on the side of it. And I don't know. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see here. It's going to be really quick, rough sketch. I'm not... yeah. Small. This is just for me to get an idea. I probably won't even stick to this. I just do this sometimes to get a little idea of what I'm thinking. Thing here, the main feature that I want to incorporate is these like overhead situation that I haven't done before. I'm not sure how I want that shaped on the top, but I want it to have like a couple of little monitors coming down here and there. Maybe not so much in the middle. Maybe the middle will be smaller. What do we got here? What do we got? I'd like to see one in. Hold up. Of course, Red on the Red likes red. What other options are there? Everyone loves red. There's plenty of options. Yes, I know. I would like to see one in blue, gray, steel color for some reason. Yes, blue and the gray was one of the other color options I am considering, and I will probably do something like that. Blue and green, not together, but a green-based one and a blue-based one. But not for the first run, I don't think. And Axion said, Duffman, I told Radnom some gray and steel colors like traditional sci-fi aesthetic for the next run. Yeah, there's people saying that, and I think it's a good idea, and I probably will. I don't know. I like the pop of the red right now, and it's just what I've been going with, so I'm gonna stick with that for right this moment. But the next one, I don't know. Maybe. Probably. We'll see. This whole top piece here is not making any sense. So should it just be a bar? Wait, yeah, this has got to go like this. The perspective's all off. I guess we could put, yeah, there could be little panels in here. We could do little buttons and switches, maybe a bigger button. You know, I like the idea of the skinny sticks on the side. That's cool because I have them standing by. But it would probably look cooler to do a side piece that was like had some holes laser cut in it like that. So you would have the detail of the holes through there, and then maybe like paint the whole thing silver. Like give it a silver look. And maybe this one right here could be a different color. Maybe we won't do this one red if I do this. Now obviously, probably when I get to the foam, it's not going to be anything like this, but I'm just trying to think of what to do with this top piece. I still think a green khaki color for Fallout feel. Yeah, I like the Fallout stuff. I'm trying not to really I'm trying to just kind of like be free with it, you know, not try to copy, or not copy, but be too heavily influenced by something like that. But I do love Fallout, and it might happen. Red looks good, man. We're already discussing future Radnon problems. Right on, Exion. Yeah, the holes would look cool, right? Yeah, that kind of like grate look instead of the two beams, maybe something like that. Right? I kind of think if we have this top piece, maybe there should be like little, I don't know, wait, this is gonna be like a little monitor. That's all funked up. Something up there. There needs to be something. These could all be like little monitor situations or something. I don't know. They don't have to be square. I mean, we could have, you know, the whole little buttons and beeps and boops and stuff. And what have yous. Great, not gonna lie. A lot of computing power there. RBM, Radnom Business Machines Incorporated. That would be cool. I just put random industries because I didn't really think about it too much. Normally I really take forever doing names, so I would have really If I really would have thought about it, it probably would have been weeks trying to decide on a name. So I just Random Industries. That's fine. We're gonna go with that. Thor, what's up, man? How you doing? Anywho. I'm gonna start playing with some foam here in a minute. This is the console that plugs in the Stargate. Yeah, actually kind of like that, Axion. That's what I was thinking. I was like, what else could I do with it? We have this type of console, and you know, I've done this larger one, which I do like, but it's just a bit big. I don't want to make a bunch of these just yet. And I do like the idea of this taller, chunky thing too. Like maybe even having, you know, this as a complementary item to this, something like that would be kind of cool. But I do like the idea of the cockpit feeling, and to have the top part with everything hanging down, yeah, makes it just more immersive, I think, especially if you're taking a picture with a figure sitting there or something. I don't know, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, Eldor, just playing around, not really thinking too much about it. Just get some ideas. Is this the teleporter console? Maybe. I don't know. Is it the teleporter console? I don't know. Could be, could be. Okay. I think I'm gonna let that marinate for a minute. Do I want to start cutting foam? I don't know. I am at a 1/2 inch foam. Home Depot's been at a 1/2 inch foam for weeks. It's driving me nuts. I need a sheet of it. I gotta keep cutting down the 1 inch down to the 1/2 inch size I use for the console tops. While I'm thinking about that, I'm gonna do a little painting on some of these. All right, crumple up the design and build it from your head. Oh, absolutely, Axion. That's how it always goes. What I do is I'll have like 2 or 3 of those, and I'll just sit them on the side and pick and choose parts from whatever, and then yeah, that's how it always goes. That is definitely me. Payne's Toy Samples. Aaron, what's up, man? How you doing? I had another one here too earlier. Similar but different. About this, you know, just little 5-minute, 10-minute sketches. Just thinking. You know, Aaron, I had this idea when you guys were talking. I was thinking, man, in like 5 years from now, if Payne decides that he wants to stop toy collecting, or not stop toy collecting necessarily, but start a counseling practice for people recovering from toy collecting, you are going to be in the perfect position to make a ton of money from that. I could really see that happening. Even just moderating the entire deal of it, you know, like you come in and help them with a budget, and you know, well, tell me why you think you're buying $10,000 in action figures last month. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Recovering toy addicts. You have a serious market there, and I'm just saying you're developing a wide and deep expertise in this particular field. It is completely. This is probably about the most boring thing I could do is paint one of these, but it is what it is. Payne's Toy Addiction Recovery. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, you could set up a booth like at the toy show, you know, at PowerCon. You could just have like a little booth where you walk in and there's a tent with a little couch in there. Man, you'd clean up. Looks like a cloud on the front-facing cam. That's my my wizard's halo. There's too much magic in the room. The camera can't handle it. I'm not addicted. I can stop whenever I want. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, like anything else, there's a healthy line. and sometimes people go across the line and then come back, and there's lots of things you could be doing that are worse, right? You know, as long as you're taking care of your responsibilities. We're obviously all adults. Just kids don't buy this stuff. Light pollution. That's probably a little bit better. Nope, not much better. It's this thing. It's a great lamp, but it's just not too great for streaming. The thing is, I'm just blind as heck. I can't see anything without having the light right on it, so if I was doing just a normal stream, I would have some light, you know, pointed at me and not at my hands, but it's not going to work for me doing this. It is not flag red. This is actually, I really like this red. It is Folk Art Carnival Red. Gas and the electric bill. Man, my electric bill has been going crazy lately. Super crazy. I'll use a detail brush for that. Just jumped out of the mystery machine. Heck yeah, man. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. I used to get called Shaggy all the time at work back in the day. I used to have just like the little chin goatee for a while. In my early 20s. Probably the laser cutter. No, it was before the laser cutter. The I think it's my air conditioning unit, honestly. But I'm in an apartment, and trying to get them to replace something that's not strictly broken is pretty hard. I did replace the filter, but I waited a little bit too long. That could contribute to it, I suppose. But, Payne's Toy Sample says, I'm currently trying to figure out my build an LED kit. You know, I haven't played a lot with those LED kits. I've always bought just dollar store lights and things like that when I've used lights. So that's pretty cool. I've thought about it, but it's just another one of those things I haven't messed with yet. Are you going to have to do some light soldering for that? Keeping the heat in. Yeah, we're not doing any lights on this stuff for a while. It would be cool, but I want to be able to potentially do them that I might be able to sell them. If I start trying to put lights into everything, the price is going to be too much, and it's going to be very difficult to, I don't know, we'll see as we go down the line. Every time I iterate and make another set of them, it'll, things will become more streamlined, more speedy, come up with some new ideas and techniques. The only way to figure out most of this stuff is by trying it, so... Gonna have to break out my soldering stuff, so probably gonna wait till tomorrow. Was hoping it might dry fit, but nope. No idea, Fat Red Foo. No idea. Can't speculate on things I haven't tried yet. Briscoe, how you doing, Briscoe? Goford Painting, what's up, man? Thanks for coming by. 6 a.m. and hungry. Something I would like to do is get a paintbrush, but like the spray gun style paintbrush, to just blast this red on. But we're gonna see how the first few runs of this does before I start doing that. I do have an airbrush that I bought, but haven't spent enough time to figure out how to use very well. But it's for detail. It's not going to put out enough paint to really speed this process up a whole lot. I guess maybe a little. But you need one of those ones. They have those like the trigger ones that are meant for putting out a lot of paint. Eduardo's here too. What's up, Eduardo? Man, everybody's jumping in. What is it? It's 11 o'clock here, 11:05. Not bad. This is kind of early for you, Eduardo. Normally you're showing up like at 1 o'clock in the morning over here. Man, I need an even smaller brush to get in there. Okay. I'll leave them out. It's gonna be that long. TK Magic Shop, how you doing, man? EC Smith, wow, like Oz is here too. What's up, Oz? This is crazy. Everybody's just jumping in. There must not be anyone streaming tonight. So basically just gotta let that dry now. Let's move Kali out of the way. And I guess I'll do another one. So what are you guys up to? Anyone working on anything tonight? Any diorama, customizing action? Planning out what you're going to do for your streams since everybody has their own channel these days? I should have cleaned this water before I started. It's all right though. Houston, Texas. Wait a minute. Getting ready for my first show tomorrow. E.C. Smith. Yeah, what kind of show is it? That's exciting. Nice. Good luck with that, man. That sounds good. I've thought about it, and I've never done it. I made 35 tombstones by accident. Planned to do 10 to 15, but just kept cutting scrap. Yeah, Axion, those are quick to do, and it's cool. The more you have, the better it looks. You can just throw them in the background. It's hard to have too many tombstones. Diorama Cemetery in a cigar box. We're also having a model painting show this weekend. I'll report on that too. Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. That's where it gets really, really detailed, is with the models. Those guys, like the old timers with the airbrushes and all that, some of them are just wild, the stuff that they do. Even like the when people customize Gundams and really get into the painting of the Gundams, some of that stuff is nuts. There are other streams, but I dig the smooth jazz and the chill vibes. Thank you, Oz. I appreciate it, man. That's definitely what we're about over here. Just kind of relaxing, man. I do think at some point I need to start having like some crafting guests on. Maybe one person at a time. But it makes the screen, you know, really small. So doing the screen sharing thing is kind of rough with when you're trying to do stuff like this, because it'll be, you know, kind of condensed. But I don't know. I need to figure out how to get set up to do that, because I have no idea. I need my Zen space, absolutely. Hold on, let me move up. Smooth jazz, silky smooth. We're doing a spooky season show on Tuesday and going deep on the Wendigo. Very cool, Axion. I'm sure you will have that all over your IG. TK Magic Shop, always a fan of your streams. I don't know if you remember me, but you are references for my builds. I remember your name, and I remember you coming in this chat, TK. I don't remember exactly which ones you built, though. Probably if I see them. Oh, do a resin pour diorama. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, resin is pretty sweet. I'm actually thinking about getting into some resin casting here pretty soon. Looking at all different possibilities for doing some little batch production, and resin is kind of looking like I really don't like resin that much, especially like resin printing. I hate the smell, and I don't like having to wash it and all that kind of stuff, cure it afterwards. But resin casting is a little bit different. It's a lot. Once you have the mold made, I would say it's less labor intensive, but you gotta get the mold made, and you need, or you should have, a pressure pot and all that. So it's kind of a different setup, a little different skill set, but I think I'm gonna play with that here soon. Phrasing, spooky 365. Still working, Thor says, still working on improving the Cosmic Legions Kagnar. It's a challenge, but I'm getting there. Shame on Four Horsemen. They do pretty good most of the time, but... Tiny pieces in UV resin pours, yeah. You know what I have? I don't know if you ever played with it, but it's the putty, where you don't have to, like, you know, make a silicone mold. There's just this putty. If you're doing really small pieces, you just take part A and part B in the putty, mix it together, press it on an object, and I don't remember how long it takes to set up, but it's not that long, and then boom, you have a little mold for small pieces. There's just so many options now with that stuff. Easy to get lost in. So, hold on one second here. Okay, sorry about that. So, I'm here with my old blind dog. He's 22 years old. That's an old dog, man. 22, wow. It's a long life. Green stuff? Yeah, green stuff is cool. Haven't used it in a million years. Milliput. And I used to use epoxy sculpt or epoxy fix it. It's like the two-part. It's kind of, I think it's plumber's stuff, but I think it's geared towards model making as well. Yeah, epoxy sculpt. Its stuff is expensive though, dude. I don't remember. I want to say it was like $70 the last time I bought the 2 jars of it. But it's super hard when it hardens. $30 for 2 small jars. Yeah, Briscoe, right? 22? It's an old dog. $30 for 2 small jars. That's a lot cheaper than I remember it being. But I might have got ripped off as well. I've noticed on things like that, sometimes the prices can vary widely. It's not something you could run to Walmart and get. UV resin for small pieces goes a long way. Yeah, what are you using to cure it? Are you using like a handheld light, or do you have a like a UV light bulb? Or I actually bought a nail curing station for nails. Not that I've used it much, but I did buy one. The thing I use most for the little tiny UV things that I've done is just a hand flashlight, because that UV resin works really good for puddles and just little things like that around on a diorama. If you guys were here earlier, I was saying usually you need 2 coats to 3 coats on the details on this. I mean, just to cover, you know, make it look kind of even. This black text, I need to start thinking about cutting that off in the building part, because that part will take 3 to 4 coats minimum to get it to where you won't see the writing. And it's still like a slightly indented where they printed the text, so it'll still show up a tiny bit, but you gotta watch all these globs. Don't want any globs of paint. I should have left myself a little finger spot like I did last time. Same nail curing light, right on. Koss clay, it's oven bake, and once you bake it, it hardens and remains flexible. No, I haven't messed with that actually. What's up, Junkian? Another console setup. Yeah, I'm gonna do, I got 10 of these consoles now. What else do we got here? Yup, Mod Podge is amazing stuff. Rattle cans, if you're close, will melt foam. Yes, if you kind of keep your distance, you can kind of get away with it. But if you're looking for like a really smooth, like, you know, like this, a smooth cut finish, I wouldn't mess with it too much. If you don't mind it looking a little rough, then it's fine. And yeah, Mod Podge will save you from that for the most part. Oh, congratulations, Junkian Crafts and Builds. Today is my YouTube channel's 1-year anniversary. That's awesome. YouTube is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Definitely an interesting way to network and meet people that, you know, we didn't have a long time ago. Eduardo's dog, yeah, a mutt. Right on. Okay, let's get back to this. I bought the whole shelf on this red paint, so hopefully that's enough. I think I have about 5 or 6 of these. A lot of makers put down a base coat of black or white. Wouldn't that fix your print on the back issue? Yes, sort of. White, no, not so much. You would have to put down a lot of white to cover the black text. Black, yes, but then you have to put down a lot of red on top of the black to cover the black and make the red be vibrant. And the red won't be as vibrant over black as it will over the pink. Unless you put additional coats. It'll take more in order to get the same level of vibrancy. And also, anytime you can avoid doing a an additional color just to add, you know, more entire coats of paint, it's okay to do that. You don't want to slack on doing coats. And if I'm doing something that I'm doing dry brushing on, I will always put the base coat down, because you want the darker color underneath anyway. And sometimes things that have lots of like little carving in it, I'll do that because it's more jagged and I want to make sure I'm covering up the pink spots. But when everything's smooth like this, this first one dry? Not quite. I was thinking I would paint 2 at a time, but it's taken too long to dry, so it's almost dry. We'll do one more. We'll do 3 at a time. Do I really want to touch my computer with this? I don't. But I guess I'm going to. Fat Red Foo. Hit that like button. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I never remember to say that. I need to get back to the crafts and builds part of the channel, Junkion. Junkion, I need to make some videos too. The live streams are fun. I enjoy them. I like the conversation. I've gotten some great ideas even. And but I do need to make some videos, some builds and some crafts myself. Yes, Axion, exactly. They're great most times, but sometimes it's just depends on what you're doing. 14 of us and I see 1 like. Thank you, Duffman. Okay. And I should have made 11 of these, but I made 10. Originally, I was going to number them 1 through 10, but I decided to do 0, 0 through 9. 0, 0 being the master, and I'm going to keep that one, because if I try to make another batch of these, I'm not going to be able to get the measurements down unless I have one right in front of me, so gotta keep one. That's my rationalization anyway. I'm terrible about keeping things and not actually selling them or finding a home for them. Axion, you watched my tutorial on building the action figure base last night. Popped up on my feed. That was a great video. Thank you, man. I do need to do some more. And on those bases, what I intended to do, and I probably will eventually, is that was the like brown earth kind of forest ground looking one. I was gonna do maybe like a lava, an ice, sand, you know, have different kind of like biomes. EC Smith, it is very difficult to price pieces. It is, and so on the one hand, you're dealing with people are used to paying the price for a mass-produced good. You know, that's what we're used to buying. We go to the store, you go on Amazon. It's not the same thing as someone making it by hand. Some people will be understanding of that and some people won't. You can't please everyone. You know, I would say with dioramas generally, it's difficult to get the rate that you would probably want per hour, especially if you're doing something very detailed. It's, you know, oftentimes you're working for like $5 an hour, which is not fun. you just want to make sure whatever you do that you don't price things so low that you will hate doing it in short order. So if you do one or two and you charge very, very little for them, you know, people will try to have you sell them a whole diorama for like $50, and you know, you spent 20 or 30 hours on it. You know, you might feel okay about that once or twice because you're having fun doing it, but it will rapidly become, you won't feel good about it, you know, unless you're just doing it just for fun, one off here and there, and that's fine. But once you start dealing with people's expectations and stuff, you know, it kind of feels a little bit like work. I've tried to kind of basically back away from that and just kind of have more fun with it. Because I kind of started doing this stuff more so I wouldn't have to deal with, you know, as a space for me just to kind of do what I want to do, not have to deal with expectations and such. So not that people, you know, mean any harm by it, but yeah, it's really weird coming up with the pricing. But you'll figure it out as you go along, and I'm still not certain on what I'm doing. Usually once I build an item, if I do something similar a few times, I get where I feel okay with it. A lot of people will want you to do a formula, and I've had lots of different people recommend that. Not just you, Fat Red Foo, but other people as well. And it's good for some things, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say with dioramas. It's like if you ever done any reselling, like on Amazon or eBay. I used to buy clearance goods and then wait a season and sell them again. There used to be this saying where you could make slow dimes or fast nickels, and it's kind of like that. You know, if you're willing to just take your time, find the right buyer who is cool and understands the time and effort you're putting into it, you'll probably have a more pleasant experience with it. But you know, if you're just trying to move stuff so you don't have them piling up all over the place, which is a real issue because these things take up a lot of room, you know, you might just kind of blow them out. Just depends. Where are we at here? Going all the way back. Going all the way back. Action figure base. I keep hearing time and materials. I wasn't tracking that stuff. Yeah, it's very difficult to track time and materials. You have to do it repetitively or just kind of get into the groove of doing that. Axion, I watched the one with the brick wall that had the blast hole. I mean, I knew the techniques, but the video in general was well done and great for beginners. Thank you. And yeah, I do generally aim towards beginners. But, you know, even if you're making a video aiming for beginners, and I'll watch other people's videos on things that I already pretty much know how to do, because you'll still pick up something here and there. They do something a little different and you'll be like, oh, well, that's a good idea, you know. So it's all this stuff is about, you know, just picking up little techniques and tricks and stuff. Right, EC Smith. I mean, materials in this stuff are generally inexpensive. I mean, this is mostly foam and basswood and popsicle sticks. I mean, I used a laser cutter that's pretty expensive to do this with. But the time, it takes a ton of time. And your time is not free. Just trying to catch up here. Duffman, most people that can't afford them and want them learn how to make them for themselves. So many great artists out there to learn from. Yeah, absolutely. And I've got some, cool ideas from Duffman as well. So that's what it's all about. I learned an easier way to make a blast hole watching it. Cool. I'm glad to hear that, man. I keep thinking about how I ended up here. Well, Fat Red Foo, how did you end up here? I did a search on YouTube for Cyberpunk Dios, landed on Euler's Workshop, and watched every one of his live streams. Found him on Instagram. Oh, found random from comments. Okay. My parents did the nasty. That's how I ended up here. Yeah, it sounds like a familiar story. found a lot of diorama makers from watching This Week in Dioramas Tech Chucker. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time, but that was cool. I know I've been on there at least once or twice, but he contacted me about it, I think once. I don't know. But yeah, he used to do a pretty cool show. Junkie on Crafts and Builds. I fell into this random world with a few searches, then just found out how hella dope he is when he was on Hella Dope Toys. Awesome, that's cool. Love those guys at Hella Dope Toys. They're very, very cool. I came here through a Stargate from the Pallades star system. Probably Pilates. He was probably in Pilates. That makes more sense for a man of his age. Piloting a magic chair. Yeah, that sounds about right. Axion Eagle Force Stream. Axion just flying through the nether on a chair. Oh my goodness. All right. Sounds like an interesting journey. Source of the Mandela effect. All right, Oz. Take care. I'm sure I'll stop by your chat, see what's going on tomorrow night. Have a good one, man. Dude, man, I need a haircut. I just like stopped getting haircuts again. Look at that. I'm looking crazy. The old wizard. Right on, Payne. What is it? We're at about an hour and a half right now anyway. So doing good, doing good. Thank you, Oz. I might take you up on that. It's rough on Sunday mornings sometimes for me, but it's fun. I like that. And I like your stream because I don't have to talk so much, although I don't talk that much here either. But it's more chill, a lot more chill when you have other people. This is pretty chill, but you know what I mean. this right here. One a.m. here. Got to get some rest. Renovations. That sounds cool. Good night, guys. Does anybody know what white coffee is? Yeah, they make something called white coffee. I was just thinking about it because I used to play this game, and one of the people in my little clan, tribe, guild thing, her name was White Coffee, and she named it. She showed me the actual package of the stuff she named it after. I know she's in here sometimes. She lurks and she won't say anything, so it's just kind of funny. She's commented to me on Discord a few times about stuff I've said on here. I'm like, you should say hello, and she's like, I don't want to. You've had white coffee? I've never had it, Briscoe. What's it like? Eduardo Lima. Eduardo, I love Tech Chugger. Yeah, it was cool. What is this mythical beverage you speak of? I mean, depending on what Briscoe says right now, I might have to try it. I'm sure I could order some on Amazon. She stays in Australia, so you know, it might be more common over there. Also, she's from Taiwan, so it, you know, different beverages. Drinking black coffee right now. What am I drinking? I'm drinking nothing. Seltzer's done. Water's done. I could make some tea, but I had some just before I started the stream. I'd like a full review of white coffee next week, Random. We'll see. I mean, it might be in the works. You never know. And if I get some white coffee, I might even drink it on the stream. Any drips? Let me make sure there's no drips before I move on to the next one. Okay. I wonder if it's the same thing like white tea. It's not white. Yeah, I don't think it's actually white. But I don't know. It's good. There are other flavors as well. Copico Blanca. Eduardo says it's 2 a.m. here in Rio. Good night, fellows, and have a nice weekend. You too, Eduardo. Thank you for stopping by. And I'm sure I'll see you in the comments. Eduardo always likes to leave me some very energetic comments on my videos. Appreciate that, man. Have a good night. All right, Briscoe. I'm gonna have to look that up. I probably need to write that down, otherwise I'm never in a million years gonna remember it. So let me do that. Blanca. Man, I want something with sugar in it. Oh well. According to Google, white coffee is from roasting the bean at lower temperature and only halfway through. Okay. Gives it a nutty and sweeter flavor. I mean, it sounds interesting. Detail brush for. Radnon, do you think the craft paint is all the same, or do you have preferences? I think there's some slight differences, but I just buy whatever. I don't worry about it too much. Yeah, like right now the folk art. I like the folk art. I use this stuff too. I don't know, I think the folk art might be a little bit better. There are price differences, as you know. I mean, some of them get down to like 58 or 99 cents. I think the cheapest ones I get are like 50 something. Maybe it's when they're on sale. I don't even pay attention anymore. But they do get up to $2 or $3 a bottle for the fancier ones. You know, foam is very forgiving with paint. The thinner paint is better on it, as you probably already know, so not a big deal. Might just need an extra coat. I mean, at this point, I have the same colors for some things, like the grays for stone and certain colors for greens and such. I've been using for, I don't know, it seems like a decade. Not the paints you want to use if you're painting an action figure, though. But I don't really do customizing. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm supposed to put a beard on a Superman for a friend. I have a Superman sitting over here for like a month now. Keep forgetting about that. Apple Barrel at Wally's is 56 cents. Yeah. Yeah, I have some Apple Barrel too. Oh yeah, that's what you were saying was the flag red, this guy right here. I have more shades of gray than I even knew existed. I know the feeling. How many more hours between the last stream and this stream did it take you to finish the details on the remaining consoles? Fat Red Foo, so I did that stream, and then the next night I was on Ostradamus, who was in here earlier, his stream for maybe 3 hours, something like 3 hours. I was working on it then. I think I did maybe 2 hours earlier that day as well. I'm not sure. I think I probably spent about 12 hours gluing details. But then I spent some time tooling around, deciding on how I wanted to do the serial numbers on the back, and then designing that. And that's straightforward, but I did 3 or 4 different iterations, printed them out, tested them out, then glued them. So, I don't know. You know, once you have it all put together and you've gone through it one time, the second time doing it will be quicker if I do things the same way a second time. I'm going to want to change things, and that's going to, you know, obviously you have to spend more time figuring things out again a little bit, but in theory it should get a little quicker each time. Did that, I did that, I didn't do this side. Guys, I'm going to toss you over the hot wire camera for one moment while I go and use the bathroom. Okay, let's see. If you use Sculpey for the beard, that paint works, but if you were just painting the figure, no, it sucks for figures. Exactly, Axion. Yeah, the craft paint works good for Sculpey. Yeah, Gundam paint markers work well. Army painter, model paints, all that kind of stuff. Model color, Vallejo, all that stuff is super expensive though. Super expensive. Citadel. I used to buy Citadel paints a long time ago for, Warhammer miniatures. But yeah, those paints are definitely an investment. Yeah. Yeah, those cheaper paints, they just don't work that good on that stuff, man. It will help if you thoroughly wash the figure, but, you know, only so much. There was one comment, Axion, you said something up a little bit that where was it? Where was it? You said something about testers. And I've never used it. Yeah, there it is. But you can get Testors acrylic model paint. I've never used Testors acrylic. I've used to use like the old Testors enamel, nasty stuff, but not the acrylic. I don't even think I've seen Testors acrylic. Have they always had acrylic, or is that something newer? Every time I ever saw Testors, it was always the enamels in those little, you know, color kits. I like the Testors acrylic for little details on figures and dios. It's been around for a while now, at least 15 to 20 years. Believe it or not, yeah, that... Yeah. When I think about it, I haven't used the Testors enamel in over 20 years, because I used that when I was a kid. The sealer was spray on Mod Podge clear coat. I haven't really used the spray on Mod Podge that much. I don't even really know what a good spray on clear coat is. I used to use just the Krylon spray on, and it worked okay. But I didn't use it with foam. Yeah, and I didn't... Yeah, I just used it usually for doing like 3D prints and stuff like that. There, cool. 12:17 is the time. Just some regular rubbing alcohol, huh? Yeah, those things, those airbrush paints get pretty expensive too. I'm learning how to not do things. That's how it always is, man. That's how it always is. Yeah, another seltzer. Why not? Okay, let's see. Mod Podge will work. Tamaya flat coat. I've heard good things about it. I'm just asking for a friend, but are you making chairs to go with all these consoles? Duffman, not initially, no. But I may do some chairs in the future. I don't think I don't think I'm satisfied with the sturdiness of my chair build. So, you know, if I was building it as a one-off for someone, fine, you know, maybe. But if you start like posing a figure in it and trying to sit it down, it's pretty easy to break this. If you remember, the back piece here is a popsicle stick, and that's pretty decent. But I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about it. Maybe we'll see. I'd like to do some accessories that will go with these after, if hopefully they all sell, or even if they don't all sell. You know, I'll still make some stuff anyway. I could sit on them for a while if I have to, but hopefully I won't have to. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was thinking maybe even making them out of wood and using a table saw to kind of, you know, bevel this stuff. But I gotta see. Gotta look into that. He's making a bunch of my chair to go with these. That'd be awesome. Yeah, Fat Ridge Food. This is a place to. I mean, you can. There's a lot of people in here that have some answers for stuff like that. It's pretty cool. You can't have a console without a chair. I mean, it's unheard of. That's not true. There were plenty of stations on Star Trek that they just stood up at the console. Make the formerly Brill piece with wood. Yeah, it's possible. No, I haven't tried 3D printing that style of chair. Laser print the chair at a 1/8 or 1/4 inch wood. I don't think my laser cutter will cut a 1/4 inch. Probably do 1/8 though. All these are really great ideas. When I have the time to design all that, I'll let you know. A little at a bit, one step at a time, guys. One step at a time. But yeah, I love that laser cutter. Really, really cool. The next thing I'm probably going to be working on that's improving the process, that's technical like that, is I'm going to play around in Blender and try to get my resin printer dialed in a little bit. I don't like it, but I realize if I'm going to try to do a larger batch of these, potentially printing out the control panels in resin with the buttons already on them might be a better way to go. But we'll see. I might even do some resin casting. You know, if I could build the whole thing in foam and then make a silicone mold of it and then resin cast parts of it, I'm okay with that too, because I actually like working in foam and wood with my hands as opposed to 3D modeling. here we go with the swivel again, huh? I was wondering when the swivel was going to make an appearance again. So these consoles are for hardcore space travelers. They stand their whole duty cycle. That's right. Space travel is not for the faint of heart, okay? It's like, all the new offices, man. They have standing desks. Well, this is like new age space travel. They have standing consoles. Maybe what I need to do, instead of building a chair, is I need to be building like a little treadmill that goes in front of it so they can exercise while they're at their console. Huh? What about that? You think they can't get blood clots in space from sitting too long? I'm sure they could. Discussing future Radnon problems, for sure. Swivel and slide back info. Yeah. Sweeney Todd chair. I'm not familiar with it, Briscoe. I've never seen Sweeney Todd. Damn, dude, I need a snack. That's the problem with the solo stream, is it feels awkward to start eating. Treadmill, stairway, yep. That's the backup power, is the treadmill, in case, they enter an anomaly and it knocks out warp power and the backup generators aren't functioning. They just get on that hamster wheel and make it go. Should check out Sweeney Todd for spooky season. Maybe I will. Exactly. The red shirts in front of the red consoles. I mean, Scotty had a red shirt on and he didn't die. just painted my lamp. Oh, that was the camera stand, not the lamp. Let's see. What do the comments say in here? That's because he was Scottish. Yeah, could be. We need more power. Yeah, I think in, I don't know if they were all, because that would mean, I don't know if they did color code for everything. Well, blue was the science in the original series. Gold was command, I guess. Was anyone else wearing gold besides Captain Kirk? I can't remember. And I guess red was engineering. I'm not sure, though. I feel like they just had normal crewmen in red. They probably didn't have it all sorted out just yet. I know they had the marks on the cuffs. And then when they did the next generation, they had it all standardized. Have you thought of a tan console? I looked at beige for a little bit, but I don't know. We'll go in some different color directions. Like I said, originally I was trying to do a little bit more eye-catching colors instead of just the standard kind of coloring that you would get in science fiction. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up doing some silver, black, gray. Maybe I'll work in blue, like someone was saying earlier. Can you make one of the consoles play that video from the movie The Ring? I had someone ask me about doing consoles that had a space that you could put a cell phone in to use the screen as the screen, and that's a cool idea. But it gets to like, I guess you could make it smaller than the screen of the smallest cell phone you would expect to go in there, and then just have extra screen. I don't know. From the movie The Ring. If I watched these movies, I would probably get your jokes, guys, but I haven't watched a whole lot of movies. Yeah, right, exactly, Axion. That's the thing. But for what phone? You could kind of make it universal and have it, the space to hold the phone oversized. But I don't know. not quite there yet. They do make some really cool micro LCD screens that you could run with like a, I suppose you would, maybe an Arduino might run them. I've seen people do stuff where they take apart cell phones and use the electronics to run stuff, and that's pretty cool. Just paint the back. This Mary Jane spins my mind off and all. It does have that effect sometimes. That's because you're in the chair, Axion. The chair has similar psychotropic effects. This is looking pretty good already. Pretty solid. I think yeah, that's good. Probably the back is going to need another coat. Yeah, where the letters are, but that's it. Let me take a look and see what we got here. We lost the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps. Could you add them to the consoles? You know, maybe. Maybe I already added them and you just can't tell that they're there. You guys are having way too much fun. I'm getting tired, and it seems like a couple of you in here are just starting to wake up. A shuttle console, a replicator console, holodeck. Absolutely. You know, all that might come. What's this console, though? I haven't solidified that yet. This isn't necessarily a bridge console. I know, man. It's the swivel. It just kind of, defines the entire situation. I mean, what's life without a swivel? Yes, I have played Mass Effect. Awesome, awesome game. I played the first one and the second one. The storyline in the first one was excellent. I'm pretty sure the second one was pretty good too. If you've ever played a game called Galactic Empires, I think it's Galactic Empires. It's kind of like a civilization builder game on PC. The storyline was pretty similar for Mass Effect. But Mass Effect was great. Really loved it. I thought the combat system was really cool too. I remember liking it. It's kind of similar to what they did with Fallout when they made it a 3D game. Well, guys, we're coming up on 2.5 hours now. And some of you are apparently not even ready to go to bed. You guys are like wide awake. But I think I'm about to wrap this up. It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. It definitely seemed to go a little better getting started a little bit earlier, so I should aim to do that, but you know. Dragon Age games were pretty good too. Yeah, all that stuff came out like at the same time. You had the Fallout starting to come out, you had Dragon Age, and you had Mass Effect. And I guess Gears of War was around that time. It's all like the Xbox 360 era, and there was a lot of good games right then. No, it doesn't discourage me. I'm not even thinking about it, man. And that's, that's just the red coat. Got to go back in. I'm going to do the dark gray on all the control panel parts and the panels down here. Then I'm going to have to come in, and that's going to take 2 coats of dark gray. Then I'm going to have to come in and do the green inside here, which is finicky because you got to get as close as you can to the red border without touching it. Of course, I touch it a little bit. It's not perfect, but you try to get it as good as you can. And then go in and do all the buttons and everything. and then go do a touch-up of red afterwards, because there's no way I'm going to do all that and not mess something up. So I always have to do a touch-up coat of red on top of that. Okay, guys. Yeah, it was pretty quick, 2.5 hours. It was. A lot of conversation. You guys kept it lively. Everyone, I hope you have a good night and a great weekend. Thank you for coming by, and I will be here again next Friday. So take care, everyone.